over there on top of my monitor, disguised as a webcam. But I see you. So, thanks for being here, and thanks for watching the replay. I'll get right to it here. Today we are playing with some artificial intelligence technology called Midjourney. It is a text prompt to art program. And as you will see, all you have to do is type in what you want it to create visually, and it will do it to the best of its ability. The thing is, it's actually quite extraordinary what you can get it to do if you know how to use this tool and know some of the parameters, which I don't know all of them. I do know some of them, and I'm familiarizing myself with this. So let me be really clear right up front. I'm not an expert with Midjourney. I'm playing with it and exploring it, which is really half the fun, because what do I need to be an expert for? Exploring it is amazing, and watching what other people are doing with it is even more amazing because you get ideas and you can see exactly what they did to create specific art. By the way, if you're watching, say hi. I'm kind of like over here, I can see comments and I'll respond to you or whatever. So again, midjourney.com is where you can go, where I'm about to go right now, where you'll see I'm looking at the community feed here, okay? And so these are pieces of art generated by users of this technology who typed in a text prompt, and I'm not exactly sure how they end up in the community feed, but let me just show you. So now remember, all we're doing is typing in some words, and the artificial intelligence creates these images based on that. So let's look at this one right here. This is an awesome looking image that you can zoom into pretty closely. The text prompt was an imposing lighthouse rising out of the sea, sapphire waves, ornate architecture, vibrant colors, atmosphere, spectacular details, dramatic lighting, epic composition, wide angle, low angle, close up, and then by Miyazaki, and then other names I can't pronounce. And it takes all of that into consideration when it creates this image and does the best it can. Now here's a completely different looking image. Super wide shot, this is the prompt, super wide shot, beautiful colorful seaside town, clear blue sky in summer, back shot of walking girl, romantic, dreamy, pale colored. You get the idea. Now, the variety of things that can be created here. We're just going to scroll and look, and remembering that this is not compositing a bunch of images from clip art or anything like that. If it says you want an ancient library room from a distance overrun by plants, it takes everything it knows about ancient, what libraries are, what a room is, what a distance is, overrun, what that means, what a plant is, and they want it realistic in Ultra HD with some sort of, this says glowing, they should have typed glowing, but you get the idea, you got it anyway in the ceiling there. So it's fascinating. Hey Jason, and hey Facebook user, and it just says Facebook user, so maybe it's Terry. Let me see if I can move this over here so I don't have to crane my neck over. I just got a lot of windows going here. So again, this is called Midjourney. It's there in the lower left-hand corner of the screen, I think. I need to move over a little bit. And what we're doing is just kind of going through some of the art that users have generated. Now check this out. A galaxy emerging out of Bob Ross's hair. Horror, eldritch, whatever that means, Lovecraftian, universe, galaxies, nebulas, all of these keywords they throw in and then create this. Now, what we're seeing here is either a final iteration or somewhere in the middle. Let me zoom in here. It looks like it's pretty much already upscaled to the extent that it can. But what you can do is if you scroll down, you see parent. And parent is the image version of this that came right before this one, before you ask the AI to do something else to it. So whenever you see any of these that are 4, that was the first iteration. So they typed in a galaxy emerging out of all of that stuff, things like very detailed hyperrealism, Octane Render, and UE5. These are rendering technologies that somehow it says, oh, I know what you mean when you say an Octane Render. You want it to look like this. It's crazy, but amazing. So at first you get 4 to choose from, and then you say, all right, and I'm going to show you this. We'll get in there in a few minutes. And then it comes up with, and you say, okay, I want to further. So obviously he chose to further develop the second one over from the top. So let's just keep going because the styles are so varied. Like, look at this, because you can tell it what kind of style. So this says Zombies on Mars in the style of Jack Kirby, who I assume is an artist of some kind, right? And it knew his style enough to duplicate what he said he wanted drawn here. Now look, and then on the other side of the scale, remember, this is just from text. A dragon egg made of crystal, intricate details, Unreal Engine, Octane Render, 8K. All of these little, and then it came up eventually with this. And you can zoom in, and it's just freaking amazing. So the parent of that one, before he upscaled it, was this one. And then I guess we go back. And so this was the original, when they typed it in, these are the 4 that came up, and this is the one that appealed to them. And so that they went further on that one. But they may have, if you look at related, if you keep scrolling down, they may have gone down the rabbit hole with several of the other ones too, which is what it looks like here. So a dragon egg made of black crystal with beer inside, intricate details, Unreal Engine, black cliffs, brutalism. Sure. Octane Render 8K. I think I can't remember if I've done a Bob Ross Avatarify thing or not. I thought I did. But I think maybe I'm thinking of the Chia Pet, which is right here. I know I've made that talk. Okay, we're digressing. Let's get back to it. So obviously faces of various kinds. Pretty African warrior girl with colorful accessories and blue eyes holding sword, her hands. Fantasy atmosphere. So even the atmosphere, you just say, oh, I want it to be eerie. I want it to be happy. I want it to be disturbing. And it will just say, oh, okay, well, how about this version of disturbing? So this looks like, okay, I was going to say, it looks like a tarot card. That was the first thing they said. Tarot card, Killian English style, Slavic art, and then boom. No worries. I allow myself to get distracted. Now, a landscape. So soothing, peaceful, should include mountains. It's like they're placing an order. Hey, listen, when you do this thing, it should include mountains and rivers in Rotang Pass. Okay? No others. These are the ones I need. Sunrise day, photorealistic, cinematic, 4K, intricate details. And then you get something like this. Now, when you really zoom in, you see that it's not crisp like a photograph. But somehow when you zoom out and you just look at it like this, it has the artistic impact. I think that's what's interesting about this is because there's two things. One is it's just crazy dopamine hit because you're as you scroll, you're like, what else is coming? What else is coming? Because you know there's going to be some extraordinary stuff in here. Right? So that's one thing that's cool about this, because you've never seen art like some of this. It's never existed before. So your brain's just going, wow, this is new, this is cool. And then there's the other layer, which is, and you can do it. If you just learn how. And I'm going to tell you how you can start in a little bit. Okay, first we're going to do this, and I'm going to demonstrate it to you, and then I'll explain briefly how to do it, or how to get started with it if it's something that you're interested in. Look at this thing here. Now you'll notice that some of these have different aspect ratios. You can clarify that. Although this one, I did not specifically do that for whatever reason, unless it's implied by close-up, low angle, wide angle, whatever. But so here the prompt was underwater photography, Atlantis Palace, built from skulls. And then highly detailed Gothic architecture, glow-in-the-dark monsters. All right, it goes on. But like the most abstract things you can imagine, and you don't really know how it's going to be used, but like that's the final result, at least that he's sharing here. Let's go back to the parent. So when they typed that in originally, they got this, and I know it's hard to see. They're not very big, these previews. They're just enough to get you interested to go, okay, yeah, I want to dig deeper on that. Now this, so check this out. This is Marty McFly as a puppet. Pixar Fur, VFX, visual effects, V-Ray renderer, all these things. Now, a lot of times this terminology You know, these are things that animators would know, professional 3D artists, they would know all this terminology. The average person would know octane render and all that other stuff, but we also don't have to. We can just look at the pictures we like and go, okay, what did they say? And then we can lift it and modify it for ourselves. And when I saw this one, the Marty McFly as a Muppet, I'm like, well, what if I just said anybody else is a Muppet? Copied the prompt exactly, but just changed Marty McFly to what I wanted, which in this case was Christopher Walken. So I haven't drilled down on any of these, but this is Christopher Walken as a Muppet, right? Pixar, Fur, VFX. So this is the 4 choices I have. And I like them all for their own reasons. Now the one up in the upper left doesn't look like him at all. If you know it's Christopher Walken, you can certainly, especially the lower left, if you work at it, you can see, sure, these two, it's not that much of a stretch. But I wasn't sure which one I should dig down deeper on. But I will if you tell me which one. Haha, how about that? I got the audience involved. So somebody tell me which of these, so this, you can see my cursor spinning, right? So the first one upper left is number 1, this is 2, lower left is 3, lower right is 4. So whoever says the first thing is the one I'm going to drill down on. Even though don't make it 1. I'm really partial to 2 or 4, although 3 is so interesting looking. All right, we got 2 first. Good. I'm good with that. So this is all you do. I'll explain this interface in just a second, but these buttons down here are, the U is for upscale and V is for like variety or version or whatever. So if I wanted to upscale number 2, I just click U2, and that's going now in the background. I can continue to look at all of this. If I wanted like a slightly different version, just a slight variation of number 2, I would hit V2, and I'll go ahead and do that too. Now, all of this that I'm clicking, click, it's costing something. At this level, you can try this for free, and you can do like 25 images. And then after that, you got to subscribe. And then with the basic subscription here, you get 200 minutes of the processing time, which is generally around 200 images. So that means every iteration, every upscale, however long that takes, it takes from the time. And then after that, I think you can get charged incrementally. And then the next tier, they have a unlimited plan. But anyway, so let's just check out what's going on down here. So right now it is still at 66%. So it's not even done yet. And you watch it, it iterates in front of you. And then, wow, I'm definitely going to save this later, put my face on it, and use it as a Facebook profile picture. That I will absolutely do. So we're 85%, 95%, and you can actually blow it up at any time and see the progress of, oh, you won't see it there, unfortunately. When it's done, we can open it up on my main profile page. All right, and so here are the varieties of version 2. And then on any of these, we could drill down deeper too. I lost your comments. Where did you go? Did I close your window for some reason? I think I did. Hold on one sec. So I can. Meanwhile, the relaxing music and those odd pictures of Christopher Walken as a Muppet. All right, well, I've lost your previous comment, so anything you say from here on out, I will say. See, what is going on? All right, so we're back. I want to go back to the main page so we can keep looking at other people's art. Just to show the difference. This type of stuff. Magical, fresh fairy tale forest landscape. Background with glowing lights. This is around the back rear view fit yoga pants. That's all it said. Now you should know that the models that run this thing, they've been filtered for violence and sexual content. So you can't generate anything. The AI will not allow you to generate anything that looks violent or, sexual or whatever. But I mean, if you're creative, you can get sexy, right? But that's about it. So look at like this stuff right here. All the glowing and all of those effects, that comes from these knowing to say something like 3D octane render, 4K UHD, that kind of stuff. And volumetric lighting. If you know these terms, you know how it's going to affect this image. But if you don't, then, you know, it's just, you're just guessing, which is fine. So one of the things for inspiration, what's great is if you like an image that, like this is what I was hoping for. This is an amazing one. That's almost too big for you to see. House carved into a massive tree, detailed, old house, extreme detail, symmetrical, proportionate, octane render. So I'm thinking, well, what else could we have carved into a massive tree? Right? Like, if, I don't know if they've been able to get around those PG-13 limits or not, but if you try and do, then you get banned. So why would you do it? Terry, is that you? Facebook user, I would imagine that you would love Midjourney because Terry is an artist. And for inspiration, you know, that one of the controversy about this is like, oh, the artist, is it going to replace artists? And I think artists just will learn to use this as a tool for inspiration. I mean, I'm sure it will stand on its own to a degree, you know, as something, at least for a while, but who knows? In any case, it's very inspiring to me, and I know that there's people who will do these, print them, and then paint them on canvas or whatever. Do a paint over. I want to find one that has like an object in a style that I like, that I can just replace like a keyword and change what it is. Okay, I think this is a good example. So baby dragon creature. Made of rare gems, hints of green and gold, highly detailed, 4K. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to create something else made of rare gems and change the colors of them, and then leave all the other parameters the same and see if we can get something that approximates this, or at least this style. So what I can do is click these little buttons here and say copy prompt. Now I need to take us all back to Discord. Now Discord is this program here. Originally, it was kind of created as a chat place for gamers and things like that, but now all kinds of people are using Discord as a way to build communities and have forums and stuff like that. But there's also bots, automated bots that run, and that's how Midjourney works. So to be able to use Midjourney, you have to have Discord, which is free, and then you have to get into the Midjourney channel, which you can get to through midjourney.com. And then, after you've used the free version, then you know, once you subscribe, then the way you will do this is to communicate directly with the Midjourney bot. And that is what we're going to do here. So we're in here at the Midjourney bot. Let me just make sure you're seeing everything I want you to see. I think I need to move this up a little. Yeah, there you go. So you can see me type the prompt. All right, so so the way this works is you get into Discord here with the bot and you type the word imagine. And then it prompts you for the prompt. In this case, we're just going to paste it in because we copied it. Now, instead of a baby dragon creature made of rare gems, what should we make? It is a necessary evil to use Midjourney. Yes, it is. They get you if they want you. It's pretty astounding to me that you can do. I don't know how Discord does this, like why that's the interface. Way beyond me. Like, can't we just have an app? What's the deal? But whatever, I'm sure there's some reason. So what can we make made of rare gems, and then we'll change the color. How about like, I'll go ahead and change the color. I want like blue and purple, whatever it is that we're going to do. A griffin. Okay, how about a baby griffin? And I'm even going to I'm going to leave the word creature because I think that adds a little something to it. Whoops, sorry. That's a good call. All right, let's see. Let's see what happens. Oh. And this is the anticipation. Every time it refreshes, your brain goes, thank you, thank you, thank you. It's highly addictive. That's the danger. It's like I have to, because there's 200 minutes a month, I have to like take days off or, you know, say, okay, I'm only going to do 2. So like I'm doing more now than I normally would because obviously it's a demo and it's fine. I'm fine. I'm fine with it. All right. How much detail there? 68%. Sometimes it starts and you go, this is going nowhere. And then like in the last 2 iterations, you go, whoa, where did that come from? So this is kind of cool. Yeah, it is. It is like it's cooking it up. Look at that, 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 look at that. I get so freaking excited by this stuff. This is genuine emotion right now. Okay. I think these are freaking incredible. These are all so fun. They're so cute. Look at them. You just want to... All right, so let's upscale one. Because why not? I'm feeling generous. Plus, I really want to see. Now, the interesting thing about number 3, obviously, is we get it from a different angle. You actually see kind of more that it's a griffin. It is hard to pick one. I mean, I can go back. I can go back and do all of them. And I can do varieties of them. Like, I could tweak the prompt and say, from the side, view from the side. Let's do it. Oh, I didn't think I was going to do it. Hold on, let's just see what it does. And then and then we'll choose one. Baby griffin, made of rare gems, highly detailed. View from the side. And we'll just leave 4K. There's so much more you could do. There's so many of those other parameters. But I'm just to see, just to show you how easy it is, just to kind of get to know how things work just by seeing what other people have done. Like when I first started seeing people's prompts, I was like all intimidated going, how do these people know? It's like, well, maybe 5 people knew. And everybody else just copied the ones who knew. Oh, I didn't write imagine first. I can't imagine how many times a day that bot gets that done. Sorry. Imagine. Now paste that in. Baby griffin, purple hide, view from the side. Boom. Okay. They are cute, though. Very adorable. But don't feed them after midnight. All right, here we go. Here we go. So we'll upscale this, and then you can go about your day, and then you can go back and play and check it out. But midjourney.com, and you can just browse the community feed, get access to the Discord. You can start trying this yourself. I think I'm going to like this better. Yes, yes, yes. See, we got more variety. Look at that. I'm already blown away. Oh, is your brain not exploding right now? But see, maybe not because it's not yours. And that's the other interesting brain thing about this is, I mean, I do get visually stimulated by everybody else's work. I mean, because it's so different. It just really speaks to my brain. I think it speaks to a lot of people's brain because it's so unusual and people can't fathom it. But when it's your prompt, I mean, you're typing words, but you learn that there's a certain artistry to that, to get an artistic image. I mean, sometimes you just luck out, but if you know what you're doing, you can really craft something, very particular. All right, so Terry likes the first one, yeah, because it looks most like a griffin. Although, you just want to squeeze the rest of them too. Okay, I'm naming number 3 Lucy. That's my kitten's name. All right, we're gonna go with 1. It's the community consensus. Oh, I have to do 3 too. Sorry. I have to. I'm gonna go to do one tomorrow. There's already 200 minutes. Well, I just joined last week. I was being conservative. But this is the thing. It is that, I gotta see. I mean, your brain just goes freaking nuts on this. And Terry, if you've played with this, I know you know what I'm talking about. It's just it just brings you in there. This one's kind of looking back at the camera. I like the attitude. What, who, me? This one's just nice and posed. It chooses, the back, and because I didn't explicitly say, I think this one, because it's got all the rocks around it, it's kind of like on a little pedestal. We got the depth of field going with the crystals in the background. Pretty nice. Now you can only upscale one more time after this, and then that's it. That's as good as it gets. Now I'm comparing it back to this one here, and I'm like, I mean, it seems like there's some things that we're missing that's different, but maybe not. Maybe when we upscale this other one with the, where is it? Where's that window? This one here, it might be more like, okay, so I think these are both done. Open up the original. And so that's as big as, oh, wait a minute, you're not on that page. This one. So that one's upscaled, and it can go one more. And so there's so many things to switch back and forth between here. And then this one. Now this one I definitely going to upscale again. So it says Upscale to Max under here. So that's like it. You have these. Now light upscale ratio I've never played with, and beta upscale ratio never played with because I think that's new. So I'm just going to go to Upscale to Max for right now because, like I said, I'm not an expert in this. I'm learning. But I do want to see what's going to happen here. See if that face or that look on the face gets a little clearer. But then I could, if I like this, except the lighting, I could change the lighting. I could say cinematic lighting. I could say, with the city in the background. I could say, just rephrase the prompt and just keep chipping away at it until it's just something awesome. And then I got my new album cover, man. The Violet Griffins. That's my band name. All right, 38%. See, we're only 38%, and let's look at it already. But I want those eyes. I want that eye to be not quite so wonky. All right. 56%. Now see, the minutes are ticking away, ticking away. But with upscale, does it only make it bigger or does it create a variance? No, it makes it bigger. It makes it bigger in more detail, like much more detail. It will bring in elements that aren't even there yet. It will just continue to take your original image and add detail to it. And yes, it is there for higher resolution as well. But what I'm doing here is the max resolution. Oh, and the other thing is you can tell it. I want it 16 by 9. I want it this specific, pixels. Duh. I can't think of it. Resolution. Jesus. All right, open original. Oh, that's right. I got to go here, maybe? Are we on the right page? Nope, we're not on the right page. Hold on. We'll go here. Let's go back to my original home feed here and refresh it because it's behind. These are all, every time you do one, it saves them here. So here it is all full size. So, if I was really going for something here, I might tweak it a little bit, maybe change the angle, whatever. I think eventually I got to go back and upscale some of these. So just here's some of the other things I did. And again, like this was detailed schematic chart of a water bong. You just try everything to see what it'll do. Because I think there's like weapons, violence, limited amount of drug type stuff, although I've seen people do weed related things and all that. And then you might have seen, if you've seen on my timeline, like I took this one here with the Mona Lisa H.R. Giger style, and then I superimposed the actual Mona Lisa face on it, and then I made it sing and stuff like that. I did a video the other day that was based on this one. I had created these crazy images, photorealistic old man with goat horns scaring a child is what I meant to write. But anyway, it came up with that image. I put my face on it and then animated it. This was a detailed diagram in a medical textbook depicting evolutionary tree of life on an alien world. This one was somebody else's prompt. I didn't change a thing. I just wanted to see it do its thing. But incredible to me that you can do that with a text prompt. Tuh. Now, don't get alarmed. I mean, yeah, it was a pretty dark prompt, but the pictures came out really dark. But it was demonic presence at baby baptism, hyper-realistic, terrifying. Now, look. Sometimes you just have to... this is art. These are my early ones, like frightening marble statue in a kindergarten class. And space oyster goblin, hyper-realistic photo. Krampus, I was hoping something that looked like Mr. Dodson would show up, but instead I got this scary-ass looking thing here, which I decided not to upscale anymore after that. But anyway, all right, so go there. Go to midjourney.com, check out community feed. It's this little icon here, and you can lose hours just scrolling and going, oh my God, I can't believe that. Oh, I can't believe it could be AI. All they did was type. And then if you just start digging in, like Lego minifigure Bob Ross, like there's nothing not to try except the violent and the, incredible. All right, that's it. I'm going to end this stream. I've been goofing off with this long enough, but it's fascinating to me. And there are a lot of implications because seriously, if they can do that with art, then it'll be soon that you can say, you know, I want a 7.5 minute symphony in the style of Beethoven. I want it to give you this feeling at about 2 minutes. You'll be able to do that. Well, I'm going to say if it's not already out there, within 5 years, some version of this, anything really, as the AI keeps learning about everything. And then you'll finally realize, yes, Bob, you're right. This whole time we're obviously a simulation. Now, what do we do with that information? Well, you figure it out and get back to me.